Good morning, YouTube. How's everyone doing? All right, guys. Before I get to it, I want to give Stephanie Sanchez a shout out. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you all for subscribing. Right now, as I'm doing this video, I have 171 subscribers. I've only right now been doing YouTube for a little under 2 months, and I am so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There's not much that I can express. In one of my recent videos, I'm doing a giveaway for the Naruto CCG. I wish I could give some kind of giveaway for relationship stuff, but I won't be able to do that. However, if you ever have any questions, or if you ever need any kind of advice or just a person to talk to, you can easily message me on YouTube. I'm gonna have other outlets available like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, stuff of that nature. Soon, I'm actually working on a few accounts. So with that being said, again, thank you very much. I was gonna do this in my next video, but I'll do this now. Juan from Top Deck Gaming. His channel's called Big Juan Top Deck Gaming. Thank you so much, man. You know, you've been amazing. Honestly, you've been probably the most help out of all the people that I know, and even some of my friends, for all the support. Much love, man. And I'm going to leave his YouTube channel on the bottom of the description, so you guys can definitely check it out. It's an amazing channel. He talks about Naruto, the Naruto CCG. He has a bunch of different topics. His channel's going to be expanding into other card games, and this channel as well is actually going to be expanding soon. So keep on a lookout. This channel's going to feature Dragon Ball Super. It's going to feature other card games, but it's going to gradually grow since I'm going to be, primarily the face of this channel. So all the games I learn are going to be the games that I'm going to actually put on this channel. And of course, the relationship aspect is definitely most important, so that we can all communicate and give one another feedback. Again, this is a family that I want to have. I want all of you to be in my family, and I want to be able to talk, relax, and you guys can come into group discussions, and we can all just chat, because there's so much going on in life. It gets overwhelming. And with that, again, thank you, Stephanie Sanchez. Again, I'm actually doing a video based on one of the comments that she left, which was about respect. Respect. This is a very common misunderstanding in majority of relationships. There are many people who view respect as a form of control. And if you want to view it that way, then that's on you. But respect is a choice that you have. And what that means is, I'm going to give you a clear example. If you're in a relationship with your significant other, and you're communicating to that person, and you're letting that person know that, hey, what you're doing to me, or whatever actions are taking place, it's affecting me, it's bothering me, I'm feeling a certain way which is negative. Please stop it, because this is something that's affecting me. And by you continuing, you're ultimately going to start causing an issue in the relationship. Because if you're doing something that hurts another person, the relationship you won't be able to stay in it. You can't stay with someone that's hurting you, especially when you're communicating and you're trying to fix the issue. Now, if someone's hurting you and you don't want to talk about it, and you just want to up and leave and disappear, or leave the relationship, or do you, which that's a common phrase. I'm gonna do me. A lot of girls use that. A lot of guys use that. That's a very poor misconception of what you should be doing. In a relationship, you shouldn't be doing you. The relationship isn't about you. You know, this channel's about you. It's all about you. But the relationship you have with your spouse isn't about you. It's about a unity. It's about you two. If there's two of yous, it's about both of yous. If one person has a problem, then you both have to address that problem. If one person has a problem and you're like, well, that's tough on you, it's your problem, then you are basically saying you do not care about the relationship. And if you do not care about the relationship, then don't expect the person to stay there. Don't expect the person to support you anymore. The relationship will eventually end. And sadly, most relationships end in a heartbreaking manner. You know, where one person wasn't ready to let go, the other person got hurt, you know, one person, you know, ended up verbally or physically abusing the other. You know, there's so many scenarios that happens because there's a lack of communication and, more importantly, respect. Respect is very key because, again, if I'm letting you know, and I'm giving you this example, if I'm letting you know I'm bothered by an action that you are doing, which would be a spouse, if you are going to continue doing this action, you have to look at yourself and weigh it. You know, you as a person, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do in life, but there are consequences, and consequences for each and every action you make or you do or you're a part of. So if, let's say, you're gonna cheat, you know, this is an example. If you're gonna cheat, you're a person that is in a relationship with another individual and you're supposed to be in a monogamous relationship, but you decide, I'm gonna go and sleep with another individual, or I'm gonna see my ex, knowing that you shouldn't be seeing your ex when you have a new man, especially if it's a boyfriend, husband. You should not be really in contact with your ex unless there's children involved. You know, there has to be boundaries. You just don't do whatever you want to do. You communicate, and if the other individual says, hey, I have a problem with that, you address the problem so that both of you are on the same page. So that if something does go down, you both are aware of it and you both were fine with it. You don't just let the person know, hey, I'm gonna see my ex, deuces, like they have no say in this, because they do have a lot of say in this. Your actions have say, and it's not control, it's respect. And there are boundaries, and there is such a thing called, you have to weigh your situation. So for example, if I want to do something in my relationship and it's not okay with my significant other, I have to weigh, is it more important? What I'm about to do, is this more important than my spouse? Let's say my spouse has a problem with me going to the bar and drinking, or going to a club and hanging out with friends. I have to make a decision at that point. Is she more important than hanging out in the club with my friends or going out to a bar and drinking? Is she more important? If the answer is yes, then I won't do that. I won't go through with my action. Yes, I'm entitled to do whatever I want. I could say, you know what? You know, fuck it. I'm gonna go to the bar, or I'm gonna go to the club. But there's a consequence for me doing that. The consequence is, A, she may leave me. She may say, you know what, Anthony, I can't do this anymore. I'm crying, I'm in pain, you know, this, whatever's going on in her world, because everyone's different. Just don't think that your actions are small. Something that may be small to you may be huge to the other person. So you always have to communicate. And that goes for the individual that is hurting. If it's huge, let it be known it's huge. Don't say this bothers me and it turns out to be huge. You never communicated that. Because then it's not the individual's fault if they were calculating, okay, well, I'll do this, even though this does bother her, it's not gonna make or break our relationship, so I'll still do it anyways. Because there are scenarios like that. There are scenarios where you're with your spouse and you might say, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends tonight. Now, your spouse might say, you know, I don't think it's a good idea, you know, I really wanted to, whatever, I wanted to spend time with you, or I wanted to do something tonight. And you might say, you know what, well, I made a promise to my boys, or, you know, whatever the scenario was, and you want to keep to it, so you end up going anyways. But had you known that she was like, yo, if you go, I'm out of here. Like, I can't deal with this, because maybe something was really important. She had ideas, she was planning something out for you. And again, he was planning something out for you. He was gonna do something with you. And you decided to go, and they told you like, yo, Like, if you leave, we're gonna have serious problems. If you communicated that and you still left, then you knew the consequences. You knew what could happen if you continued to go on through that path. You know, a relationship, again, is about mutual respect. If I'm gonna do something in my relationship, yes, I have to let my spouse know, especially if it's gonna affect my spouse in a terrible way. I want to stay with the person I'm with. Most people who get into relationships, I don't know about you per se, but most people tend to want to actually build something. You know, if it was just sex, or if it was just a friends with benefits type of relationship, then it's not so bad, and you don't need to worry about what that person thinks or what they're gonna, do at the end of the day. They're not yours. And again, usually monogamous relationships, and I know you guys may disagree with me, and girls, but you can please leave that in the comment section. When monogamous relationship, there is a sense of ownership. And that ownership means that you're not allowed to be with any other man if you're a woman. And if you're a man, you're not allowed to be with another woman. Monogamy is one for one. That's all it is. You know, whether it's a man and a man, woman and woman, man and woman, whatever it is, it's one for one. You don't add or include other people into that relationship, okay? So, this pretty much, I guess, wraps the talk about respect. That is one of the key components in keeping a relationship, especially if you value it. And my next discussion video, which I'll give you guys a little preview of it, it's gonna be based on value. Value and knowing what you need to do in order to maintain that value as an individual. Because as we all know, some relationships can actually take away from you. Sometimes you lose your identity in relationships because you invest a lot. You put a lot into it, and the other individual doesn't see what you have done. It's like literally playing a game of poker and getting really deep involved and going all in, literally putting everything you own, your heart, your soul, your everything, and putting it up, and the other person just takes it all and leaves you and walks away without realizing, wait a minute, like, this individual just gave me everything they got and they shown it, but that person is not valuing what they gave, which is going to be the key topic of the next video: value. You have to learn how to value when someone is giving you their time, their money. Believe it or not, monetary value does add up. If you know your man or your woman makes, let's say, $400 a week, just for the sake of the argument, and you know that they've been buying you stuff and doing stuff for you, and you notice, damn, like, my spouse spends roughly $100 to $200 on me almost every week, that's value. Because that's not, if you had a millionaire giving you $100 to $200 a week, that's nothing. But that's a lot coming from someone that's only making, let's say, $400 a week. Always keep that in mind. Keep in mind what another person's doing for you. Always keep that in mind, because that matters. And if you don't see that matters, then you do not value that person. And if when they spend time with you, you notice how much time they spend with you. You notice when you call them, they pick up their phone. They don't just go MIA from you. You know that. When you send them a text or you reach out to them, that they are gonna quickly respond. You gotta value someone like that. Not many people are like that. So when you have someone like that, you need to show that value. But again, it's been great. Thank you for joining me in this discussion. I hope you can share, like, and subscribe. That would be amazing if you haven't already. Again, this is all about you.